There are two dishes that I remember my grandmother dedicating entire days to making. Her potaje de frijoles colorado, or meaty red bean stew, and arroz con leche. That's rice pudding a la Dora style. That was her nickname, and I still remember some of her tricks.
For her red bean stew, she would start a day earlier. The night before you plan to cook, place a pound of dry red beans in a large pot and fill with water until the beans are just covered. Season with some kosher salt, ground black pepper, garlic, onion powder, paprika, cumin, and complete seasoning. Place a couple sprigs of thyme, cover, and leave on the counter.
Using the same combination of spices, we're going to season a pound of beef cubes, which are just perfect for stewing. Before adding the meat to the beans, we're going to brown it with some olive oil first.
Once the beef is browned on both sides, add it to the beans. Go ahead and add some sliced chorizo and ham cubes at this point and cover with more water. Add 2 bay leaves and set at medium-high heat. I told you this was a meaty stew.
Making this dish used to be a whole day ordeal for my grandmother, but not for me. I've added a few of my own tricks. These drippings right here are going to come in very handy. We're going to add a tablespoon of flour. We're going to create a sort of roux that's going to help this stew come together a lot quicker.
Let the mixture come to a slow boil and simmer for half an hour. Stir occasionally, always making sure the bottom is not sticking. Season again.
If you see that there's not enough liquid in the pot at any point, go ahead and add more water. We're going to be adding about 2 cups every hour.
After about an hour, add diced onion, green pepper, and chopped garlic. The tomato sauce goes in at this point too. Simmer for another hour and stir occasionally. Make sure to cover the pot, but leave a small opening to let any steam escape.
After cooking for about 2 hours, we're almost ready to eat. We're missing a couple of veggies, some potato, carrots, and squash. But first, let's see if this meat's ready. Sure looks like it. My friend taught me once that all you need is 3 blows to see if it's ready. I'm gonna go with 4 this time. It definitely is. Let's get those veggies ready.
Cook for another half hour, and once the vegetables are soft enough, it's time to serve up a bowl.
Making potaje might sound like hard work, but it's totally worth it. I mean, look at this. Dora, esto pa ti. Perfect consistency. Not too thick, not too thin. The meat is soft, the chorizo swimming in there. Everything's just right. I like this just as it is. There's no need for rice, especially after the dessert that's coming up.
In a large pot over medium heat, add rice and butter. Toss rice with a wooden spoon to toast, about 5 minutes. When you hear a nice sizzling, you know you're doing it right.
I never saw my grandmother actually do this, but it's a technique that's used for risottos in Italian cooking. It's going to help cook this rice a little faster and give some flavor. It's all about less time in the kitchen and more time eating.
Add 4 cups of whole milk, 1 can of evaporated milk, and 1 can of condensed milk. Drop in cinnamon sticks, raise to medium-high, and bring to a boil. Stir occasionally, similar to the red bean stew. You know the drill by now. Reduce heat to medium after it's boiled and simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes. Add vanilla extract and salt. Stir every 4 to 5 minutes so it doesn't stick or burn. Discard any butter that rises to the top.
Now all we're waiting for is for the rice to finish cooking. Let's add our 4 remaining cups of milk. And we gotta keep stirring. You gotta taste the rice every so often to see if it's done. It's still a little tough. So let's raise the heat, and we're gonna keep stirring every 4 to 5 minutes for about 30 to 45 minutes. It's almost rice pudding time.
Add last cans of evaporated and condensed milk. Continue heating and mixing soon-to-be rice pudding for another half hour. As soon as the rice is soft, you know what to do.
And there we have it, potaje de frijoles colorados and creamy decadent rice pudding that's good in the refrigerator for up to a week. But right now, it's nice and warm and I can't help myself. We're only missing one thing though. A nice sprinkling of cinnamon powder is just how Dora would have done it. I know Dora will be proud of me for this one. If you're gonna make this recipe, you're gonna have enough rice pudding for a lot of people. So knock on some neighbors' doors, make some new friends, or call over an old one and tell them it's time to munch out.